Hi guys, and welcome back to Birds of Steel with Spitfire Ace10 Gaming. And at last I'm doing the video everybody has been wanting. 2 months after I said it, or probably 3, I can't remember. But I've actually been busy with mock tests for GCSEs. So anyway, straight into the action on Birds of Steel on a realistic mode, battle over Britain in the Spitfire Mark 9. I decided to start doing realistic mode just to get up in the Birds of Steel world and to have a little bit of a challenge. And so here I am in my Spitfire Mark 9, about to take off. This is the first decentish game that I had. You'll see that I do have mistakes and everything, but I think it should be quite a good fight. So we're taking off at dawn, the weather's not overly great, but the Spitfire is now ready to defend Britain. I'd say that's actually a decent takeoff, but takeoff isn't the hardest part many times. But they do say it's quite dangerous to take off, but that was a good one. So I'm up against a player called Sniper 20, and so I decided to climb in case he's flying a bomber or something, and so I can actually see him and have the altitude advantage, as tactics do come in a lot more on realistic mode. And I think I might have just spotted him. Nope, there he is. No, that's an AI fighter. Sorry. The sniper's on here, having a check, when suddenly there he is, in a Henschel HS-129. And so I start to climb, knowing that I have to get the altitude advantage. I prepare to attack head on. Risky because he does have a 30mm cannon, but he has a 37mm troll cannon on that plane, almost certainly, as everybody just seems to do. And as I come in for the attack, and I'm diving on him. I turn in, turning in, I'm almost there, and I open fire, and the first pass I don't think I actually did much, so I'm turning around, I'm blacking out. Problem Birds of Steel is that you don't get pilot G tolerance or anything like War Thump's predecessor, but I close in again. And I open up, and I actually wreck him. And he's training fueled, and he's in a dive. But I go into a spin. I'm trying to get out, and I do get out. But I'm going too quickly and too low. But at least I got Sniper. He'd inverted himself trying to dive away, but he was shot to pieces. Training fuel, no way he could have got out of that. You saw that he was actually opening fire with his guns as well. And now I jump into the P-47. The Thunderbolt. The Thunderbolt I actually bought with the planes pack, and when I first got it I was actually over the moon that I had actually got a plane like it. A couple of other AI fighters have been killed, so we're winning just slightly. But when I got the P-47 I thought that I would be king of the clouds. To be honest, I was actually wrong. The first match over the Pacific, which is on Pearl Harbor, takeoff air domination, I got absolutely slaughtered. But I need to learn more about the Thunderbolt and know what to do, because when you're running out of ranks and that sort of stuff, when you have to redo everything with new ranks, prestiges and everything, you probably need to learn how to fly the Thunderbolt. The Thunderbolt is completely different to the Spitfire though. And the interesting thing is that the Thunderbolt has actually got a fairly inaccurate skin, I think, because of the D-Day stripes in the Battle of the Bulge. It's a nice skin though, but the Thunderbolt as well was chiefly used in ground attack role towards the end of the war, whereas its counterpart, the Mustang, hadn't. I think I've already spotted Sniper again, and is in the FW190D, and you'll see some of my rookie-ishness on here, but hey, no, that's an AI, sorry, but I do spot him soon. He's flying a Focke-Wulf, and that isn't him again. No, that isn't. But I know that I have to keep some altitude. The Thunderbolt in here is just basically a flying tank with huge armament. And I sight someone, and there he is, Sniper, in an FW190D. A plane that is the equal or even better than this. And I don't have bombs or anything because I was not wanting to get into ground attack runs and get killed. So I open up quite a range, and he, well, actually not at quite a range, quite close, but I'm struggling not to stall or spin or anything. I'm turning as tightly as I can, and this is sort of where I am a bit too quick on the shooting. I'm not getting any range, and I'm opening fire at 2 fire distances, whereas Sniper can easily just look at me, know that I'm an idiot, and he's just getting away. And he's going for my airfield, probably to shoot up the anti-aircraft guns. And so I'm firing long bursts in an attempt to try and kill him at extreme range, but my gun convergence and everything is not open great. And now he starts to come in towards me, and I think he's going to go and he starts doing an Immelman. No, he's still going for the base, but he will turn around and get me. He's just out of range. He's shot at one of the guns, and already he decides to come at me, and I hit him, and that's when and I hit him, and he's now backing away. And no, he was pulling up, and he got away, and I think he was killed by the flak, which was a thing, which is a bit of a nuisance. If I'd got that kill, that would have been quite extraordinary. But the Thunderbolt is a completely different fighter. Yep, he's been killed. No, he was killed, now he's back. And the Thunderbolt is a completely different fighter to the Spitfire. The Thunderbolt can take hits, and it's longer range, which is a better thing if you want some good dogfights. But the Thunderbolt, compared to its counterpart, the Mustang, I can see why the 56 Fighter Group did prefer it. It has heavier armament and is harder hitting, to the point where the legendary story between Robert Johnston in his P-47 getting shot at by an FW-190, possibly piloted by the legendary Egon Meyer, to the point where Meyer ran out of ammunition and actually let him off instead of ramming him. You can see that the AI are having a merry little dogfight in their CR-42s, G50s and Gladiators. The Sniper has died twice, and now he's come back in a BF-109K4. Oh, shit. And you can see that we're pretty much neck and neck at the moment. And the BF-109K4 is a much deadlier adversary. And I lose connection with my controller for a couple of seconds, and I was terrified that I was going to lose it. Going to get shot down by the BF-109, and we're closing in still. I'm heading closer and closer to his base. He's heading towards mine, and the Thunderbolt probably won't be able to stand up against the 30mm cannons of this brute of a Messerschmitt fighter. The K4 is one of the best German fighters, although I'd have to admit that the FW-190, despite being more difficult to control, is probably better. The 109 though, the K4 is a good plane, and I open fire and you can see that my aim is off. I'm enduring left and right. That would be good if I was under attack, but not now. And he's still out of range. Turning. I'm trying to get onto his tail. I'm onto his tail, and my engine, so the oil over him, so I was a bit terrified that I might now lose the engine. Interesting thing about the P-47 though, is that they called it a flying tank, a bit like the Sturmovik, because it was that heavily built. And so, but it's heavier than the 109. It's about the same weight as a loaded Dornier DO-17, and they called it the heavy flying tank because it can take a fair amount of damage. And I'm looking over, and it can take a lot of damage. Well, it can take damage, but probably not that. Oh, you absolute idiot. What was I thinking? The P-47 can take damage, but not getting knocked over by a tree. Almost worse than George in the jungle. So I decided to get the final and probably the penultimate Allied fighter of the Second World War into combat. The legendary and graceful North American P-51D Mustang. This is probably the penultimate fighter, and she handles beautifully. The Mustang could escort bombers to Berlin and back with a range of around 1,500 miles. About 8 hours a Mustang could fly for, and the Mustang was very successful, superior to the 109s and 190s that the Germans were fielding. And that, combined with the German lack of experienced pilots on the Western Front, was to be their downfall. And as I head towards Sniper again, I pick up another ally, and a Curtis P-40 Kitty Hawk. And the Mustang is a beautiful fighter, and I've shown you the Thunderbolt and the Mustang. The Mustang was more for aerial combat, but it wasn't as tough. For example, Hubert Zemke actually lost to the Mustang in a storm and was captured by the Germans because the Mustang's wings just folded in during the storm. Had that been a Thunderbolt, Zemke would have actually probably survived. So I'm now on the hunt for the Messerschmitt, the Sniper. But things are going to turn out quite hilariously. And there is Sniper and his BF-109 somewhere. I think he's hunting the AI, as there's no real game left. There's the AI, so I could hunt the AI as well. And the enemy team, the enemy AI, just getting smashed up. And I sight Sniper in his BF-109 K4. The hunt is finally on. And so it's just going to have to turn out, though, that some sort of things can be absolutely rude. As I line up for a good shot on him, he moves again, but he gets shot down by AI. And he's about to get shot down by an AI fighter. And any second now. And he has been, and the battle's pretty much over. And you can see my beautiful name on there, the name of it, special delivery, and my 5 kills. And the mission is completed. And a nice victory roll from the Mustang at the end. That was my first decentish game, and I've decided I need to actually do a little bit more training offline than up against actual players. But I came through that with 1 kill, 2 deaths, and a couple of spots, so I got an alright amount of XP. I decided not to put any bombs on because I didn't want to bomb stuff, I wanted to get aerial combat experience. And so there I am at the top of my team, and you see a CR42 that I've been modifying recently for some nice skills. So yeah, that was my first decent game in realistic mode. I also just want to point out that I've got 200 subs, and I just want to say thank you very, very much, and it is really appreciated that you've done this. And anyway guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.